coming to you live from my bedroom. So I'm here to do Wentworth Season 7's Top 10 Moments. Season 7 of Wentworth gave us so many deaths, okay? A lot of people died during Season 7. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Well, I know what the fuck was going on. There was a siege happening and there was a madman on the loose. But a lot of people died, okay? So we're gonna just get right into the shit, starting with number 10. Moment number 10 is the moment that Kaz bombs Mari. I don't really remember what the issue was that led up to Kaz bombing Mari. So she walks into Mari's cell, Kaz does, with the damn fucking shit in her hand, the bomb. And she throws it in there. And then she closes the door while Mari's inside, you know, flipping the fuck out and talking her shit. And then bloop, the shit blows up. And we didn't know if Mari was going to be blown to bits. Amazingly enough, she wasn't. This was cold-blooded attempted murder, all right? This bitch went in there with a motherfucking Molotov cocktail, okay? And said, bitch, you died today. But she didn't die. Mari didn't die. Moment number 9 is the death of Ray, Rita's boyfriend, her fiance. So the women are walking Rita down the aisle. She's going through the yard. They're throwing flowers at the bitch. She's holding her little bouquet of what looks to be like a wildflower mix. Really pretty. This whole fucking scene, you know, you get this eerie feeling that something terrible is about to happen. The whole time I'm like, they're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him. They're going to fucking kill him. But then he makes it to the guards. So he's in the fucking parking lot. He's talking to the guards or whatever. And I'm like, all right, he's in the prison parking lot. I think I was wrong. He's not going to be killed. And he's actually going to marry Rita. Then you see the motorcycle in the distance. And I'm just like, when I saw that motorcycle turn the corner, I said, se jodió Ray. Aquí mismo lo van a matar. And that's it. And that's exactly what happened right then and there. So he hears the motor of the motorcycle. He turns around. When he turns around, he sees the gunman. Okay, and it was too late for him. There was no way that he could have saved himself. And they shot him up with a shotgun right there in the motherfucking parking lot of Wentworth, and it was terrible. Linda goes in to inform Vera about Ray's assassination. And the look that Vera gives Rita as she's walking towards her to tell her to break this terrible news to her was, oh my God. And Rita knew. She's a cop. Okay, she's got those instincts. So she knew immediately that something was wrong. And then she starts yelling and crying and screaming out Ray's name. Let me go to him. I want to see him. Oh, it was sad. It was so sad. And I cry every time. Even when I was gathering the clips so that I could put in this video, I got misty-eyed in certain parts. Because Wentworth, man. Wentworth knows how to pull at your heartstrings. Moment number 8 is the siege. Just the siege in general. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Mari Winter. This bitch, she didn't bring anything good to Wentworth. Nothing. It was all drama, chaos, mayhem, deaths, okay? Drugs, lies, betrayals. The siege would have never happened if Mari's murderous ways wouldn't have come to the surface. Like, she wanted revenge for the death of her son so bad, and when she sees Ruby, she couldn't take it. She needed to kill her. And because of that, everything goes left. So now you have like this little hostage situation happening, but you don't have the prisoners involved yet. So the inmates try to escape by going through an airlock, but they get caught because Boomer's fucking mother, her alcoholic mother, dropped the bottle of shampoo with her grog in it. Grog, for those of you who don't know, is prison hooch, okay? It's like prison liquor, homemade liquor, fermented fruits and such, okay? So she drops the damn bottle of shampoo. The jig is up. Brody's wise to them. Will is watching all of this happening on CCTV. In the end, they try to all get away with everything. Like Brody and his men try to get away with what's happened by escaping through the roof. But who's on the roof? Popo's on the roof, okay? They're waiting for them on the roof. So they all get apprehended and the siege continues inside the prison. But that was moment number 8. Just the siege in general, okay? All right. So moment number 7 is the siege, right? But specifically the part in the siege where Rita fights Brody and his boys. So Brody and his men are like in the laundry and they're terrorizing the women. And then they hear like some type of shit in the distance. And somebody is like yelling, let me out of here. Or whatever the fuck Rita was yelling at the moment. I can't recall, okay? That seems to be a common trend in all of my videos. I'm losing my Wentworth knowledge, which means that I have to do a marathon rewatch of our beloved show sooner than later. So Rita is flipping out wherever she's being held. And if I'm not mistaken, one of Brody's boys goes first to investigate what the commotion is about. Like, bitch, settle down, okay? Simmer your ass down because you're wilding out in this room. And we don't like it, okay? So she attacks him. He goes to investigate, Brody does. And then when Brody comes to investigate what the fuck is going on, Rita and him get into a struggle. They're fighting over the gun and she knees him in the family jewels, okay? She kicks him in the crotch. I think she may have run into the room, locked the door, and while he's trying to get into the door, she escaped through a vent in the ceiling and went to make her way over to Will Jackson so she can tell him what the fuck is going on, okay? So that was a good moment because fucking Rita, bro. Rita be fucking shit up. Male, female, she don't give a fuck. She's going to fight you. And she's gonna hurt you, okay? Moment number 6. This is another moment that happened during the siege, but I thought it was such a good moment. Oh shit. So this is the moment where Rita, she goes, she tells him, and then Will hits what's his face on the walkie-talkie. Brody. Doo-doo. Officer Brody. Put Winter on the phone, the walkie-talkie. So Brody gives fucking Mari the damn walkie-talkie. Mari's talking to Will. Will is telling her, asking her, do you have something to do with this? So she tells him, no, I don't have anything to do with it. And he's like, tell me the truth, Mari. So Mari looks around. She looks at Brody. She looks at the women. She gets back on the damn walkie-talkie and she tells Will, just open the gate, Will. And that was it. Will's face. His face was, he was so mad. But I'm sure that he was like hurt. Like he wanted her to say, no, I had nothing to do with the siege. This is all Brody. He's a madman. Please help me, Will. But she didn't say that. She said, just open the gate, Will. And that was it. That was the moment that Will's whole entire fucking life came crumbling down. This is the woman that he had fallen in love with, okay? The woman that helped get him out of the depths of sadness and like the haunting that he was going through because of him thinking that he killed Ferguson. But he was so hurt and sad and surprised by the revelation that Mari was a fucking bitch and had been lying the entire time. And I felt so bad for her, but it was a good moment because it was like, whoa, now you see Kaz and Vera. They tried to warn you and you didn't want to listen. And now look, there's a fucking siege going on. Moment number 5 also happened during the siege. So when the women are trying to go up to the roof, when they all went to the roof so that they could escape in the helicopter, Vera's water breaks right before they get up there. And she tells Brody, listen, I don't give a fuck about shit. I'm about to give birth. I'm staying right here. So he's like, man, fuck it. Let the bitch stay there and give birth. Who cares? We don't need you anymore. So Vera is left behind with Boomer and Lizzie. And together, Boomer and Liz help Vera give birth. She gives birth right there in like a dark, dingy, moist-looking fucking hallway, stairwell. I don't know where they were. It was like a stairwell, right? The stairwell leading to the roof. The bitch gives birth. It was just so beautiful, that moment. In the middle of all this madness, here comes baby Grace. And then when Jake comes in and he's all smiling and Vera looks at him and the look that she gives him was so nice. And he touches the baby and it was just a great scene. Life being brought into the world in the middle of all this fucking chaos. All right, moment number 4. Moment number 4 is the moment that Ali Novak becomes a superhero, okay? She goes into superhero mode. So that's it. The perpetrators have scattered. The inmates are on the roof. Rita, Ruby, Allie, Mari, and Sean are still wandering the halls of Wentworth. Mari finds Ruby. Rita gets to them right in time. But what does she find? Mari with a fucking shiv at Ruby's throat. And she's like, this is for Danny. And she's about to slice Ruby's throat. But what happens? In that moment, Mari doesn't get to slice Ruby's throat because Ali shoots her in the thigh. Then she turns around because who's running up behind her? Sean Brody. Ali turns around and she points the gun to Sean Brody's face. And he's like, put the gun down. Put the gun down. He was so scared. At one point, he couldn't even look at the gun. Like, if the gun was, like, scary to look at or some shit. It was so funny. Like, you're such a fucking pussy now that the gun is pointed in your face, right? But you wanted to point the gun in the face of all of the women that we love so much. Motherfucker, okay? He ends up telling her, put the gun down. Put the gun down, you stupid bitch. Or whatever the fuck he calls her. He called her a stupid something. I believe all it took was the word stupid to make Ali pull the trigger. And she shoots him. Right in the fucking face. I feel like it was in the cheek or the forehead, one of those 2 locations. But she shoots him dead to the ground. Then she turns around and points the gun at Mari. She was going to kill Mari. as well. She was on some shit. In the end, Allie doesn't kill Mari, thank God. Mari looks at Allie like, oh my God, bitch, you were really gonna kill me. This is what it's come to. And yeah, that's what it's come to. So moment number 3, oh man, moment number 3 is Kaz's death, okay? Kaz being killed in the halls of Wentworth, the way that she was one of the most shocking things that I've ever seen happen on Wentworth. So, she was talking to Dr. Miller, telling him, she's has a new perspective on things and a new lease on life and moving forward. She's gonna let go of what's been keeping her down and she's gonna hold on to doing better things for the women. But alas, that's not what happened. We find out later during the siege that it was Sean Brody. Son of a bitch. Moment number 2 is a moment that every time I see it, I cry. And that is Liz's death. The moment that Boomer fulfills her best friend's last wish and smothers her with a pillow. When Boomer kisses her goodbye and grabs the pillow, and then she's looking at Liz's hand and it's still moving, and she's like, oh my God, Liz, please just hurry up and die because I can't take this. Liz's hand stops moving. When Liz's hand stops moving, the look on Boomer's face, bro. She just looks at the hand. She knows it's done. And she closes her eyes. And she keeps them closed until Dr. Miller and Linda come in. And one of them grabs her hands and gets her hands off the pillow. Greg moves the pillow off of Liz's face. And we see poor Elizabeth Birdsworth, no longer with us on that bed. And it was just so sad. And the look on Boomer's face. And it was just such a fucking moment, because it's like, my God, oh man, it was just terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. And it will go down in Wentworth history as one of the top 3 saddest deaths of all time. Moment number 1. Moment number 1 is the very last scene in the very last episode of season 7. So Rita's being transferred over to protective custody, okay? They're taking her to the woods, to that house that she ends up in season 8. But we don't know that yet. So she's being taken there and she's driving through the streets of Australia. It's nighttime. There's lights. She passes a group of homeless people that are hanging out by a fire that's like in a metal trash bin. She drives past this group of homeless people and then we see one of the people. And when this bitch turns her face, we see flames and we see that it's Joan Ferguson. The bitch is alive after all, okay? We left her for dead in season 5. And here, 2 seasons later, homegirl is alive and well and living amongst the homeless people in Australia. I'm sure that every single last Wentworth fan, viewer was left I gasped. And I just was like, oh, shit. Like, it was just a bunch of emotions. Shock, thrill, happiness, excitement, to fucking find out what was going to happen moving forward. So that's it. Those were the top 10 moments of Wentworth season 7. I thought it was just a great season. It was supposed to be the final season, but the fans of Wentworth, and because of, the people losing their shit and wanting more Wentworth, we got 2 more seasons. And thank God that we did, because in those 2 seasons, I had to switch cameras because my last one died and I wasn't done talking shit, okay? So we ended up getting the season 8, which introduced us to my precious baby love, Louise Kelly. What is her middle name? I don't know. If you enjoyed this video, then like my shit. Subscribe to my channel if you've not yet already.